Hi, everyone. I'm Leslie Kanan of Village Health, and I'm just calling it day one of doing a grounding meditation together and just doing some intention setting or thinking about with what's going on in the world today. What do we need? What do I need? What do you need? And putting that out there, whether we write it down or just start to think about it. So before we get started, make yourself comfortable and grab a pen and paper or even colored pencils if you're a person that likes color. And it can be lined paper, it can be anything you have around you. And just like a lot of you, I will preface this that my husband and my kids are at home. And so as we go into our grounding meditation, if the phone rings or you hear kids screaming, I'm in the same boat as a lot of you, and we're just taking this time for ourselves. So, with that, let's get started. So, just you can close your eyes or just have a soft gaze. And I'll just ask you to inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose or mouth, and just take a moment to tap into your breath. So, again, we're just, as those of you who are joining us, we're just settling into a grounding meditation before we move into some intention setting or just what we need today or in the coming weeks. So just inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose or mouth. I just invite you, where is that breath going in your body? And again, you can close your eyes or have a soft gaze and make sure you're comfortable. So if you have to move around, get a pillow under you or behind you, please do that. We're not practicing being still by any means. We're just getting into our bodies. So I'm going to ask you to take that breath a little deeper. So as you inhale through the nose, feel your breath going deep into your belly and feel your belly expand. And as you exhale, feel your belly soften. And let's stay here for a couple moments. Inhaling through your nose and feeling your belly expand. And as you exhale, feeling your belly soften. As your belly breathing, notice any shifts in your physical or emotional body. Inhaling through the nose, breathing into the belly, and exhaling and feeling the belly soften. Keep that breath in the back of your mind. And we're going to move into visualization. So it might be helpful to close your eyes with this one. So I invite you to become aware of the bottom of your spine, your tailbone or your sit bones. And I want you to feel like there's a cord or a pipe or a rope that grows out of your tail and is connecting you down to where you're seated. So you're really feeling the groundingness of the base of your spine into your chair or into where you're seated. Continuing that belly breathing as you inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose or mouth. You can also take that same visualization of being grounded through your tailbone to your feet. So if your feet are flat on the floor, if you're seated, feeling roots growing through the bottom of your feet, connecting you to the floor. So whatever feels more comfortable to you, rooting through your feet or rooting through the tail, the base of your spine. Feel those cords, feel those roots, whatever visual you have, really reaching you down through the floor and into the earth. And just continue to inhale and exhale through the belly. as you feel yourself rooted and grounded and connected to the earth below you. Now take that groundedness and think of the crown of your head growing those same roots or a rope reaching you up to the sky. And notice that you're connected up through the crown of your head, up towards the sky, and down through your tail, down through your feet. And just feel that connection on both ends of your body. As you continue to inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose or mouth, continue that belly breathing and just feeling yourself connected below and supported from below, and connected above and supported from above. Just take a couple more breaths here, and then we'll pause and move on. So just take 2 more breaths, and then if you have a soft gaze, your eyes are closed, come back to this space. And just notice as you open your eyes and come back to this space how you feel physically, how you feel mentally and emotionally. And then in the next part, you want to grab your pen and paper and just have it ready. And we're going to move into a time of kind of intention setting, kind of noticing where we are, where you are. And once again, I'm just going to remind you that, like a lot of other people, my kids and my husband are home right now. So if there's any interruptions, I've told them to leave me alone, but we're all in this together. And so just have that be a thing of humor if something goes on while we're live here. So with your pen and paper, one thing I'd put out there is I invite you to sit with this thought. If you could change one thing during this time or chapter of your life, what might that be? So for 2 minutes, 3 minutes here, I just want you to just draw or write if you could change one thing during this time or chapter in your life, what might that be? For example, maybe you want to work on your sleep. Maybe you want to move more. Maybe you want to work on having more peace during this time. Maybe you want to work on organization. Maybe it's connecting with loved ones. So think of things that affect your physical well-being, emotional well-being, social well-being, mental. So think of all of those components and what is it that's kind of sitting with you today that you want to put out there and maybe start to think about changing. So again, just brainstorming. If you could change one thing during this chapter or time in your life, what might that be? Now, there's no right answer and there's no judgment. So I invite you to think about what is one thing you can do to start your journey towards this. So, what is one thing you can do? So, it might be helpful to just, um, again, brainstorm. Might be helpful to just be quiet. And I ask you to recognize what's sitting right with you. And you might not be able to answer that question today. Maybe it's something you'll have to sit with. And lastly, before we close, who can you tell to support you? So, who's in your support system that as you think about one thing you want to change, or one thing um, you want to change during this time or chapter of your life, and what is one thing you can do today towards that? Who can you tell about this, and who will support you? My hope is that moving forward, I might be able to do this every morning or almost every morning. We'll always start with a grounding meditation, a different one, depending on how the energy is flowing in the world, and that the questions will always change. So, just a little intention setting to help all of us move forward in these uncertain times. I want to thank you for joining me today, and um, just know that in any transitions you have in your day to day, to just take that pause and breathe and belly breathe and ground yourself. Thank you so much.